I think the best thing about being an entrepreneur is the freedom, you know, being your own boss. I have been what I call unemployable for a long time now, and it's because when you are an entrepreneur and you've been in it for, you know, we're in our 7th year now at Rockstar. During the recession, we had a really tough time in one of those years, and one of the biggest things that compelled me to go forward was my CV doesn't exist anymore. It'd be very difficult to get a job, and I love that. So that's one of the main things, the freedom. The best book I've ever read on entrepreneurship is called How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. Biggest thing I love, Felix Dennis Publishing, who tragically died only a few months ago. The biggest thing about that guy is what he taught me was about ownership. And a really, really good book, and very well written as well. My favorite quote, you only live once, go out and do what you want to do. Biggest mistake I've made. When I first started Rockstar, having the strategy of trying to do big brand advertising, I spent far too much money trying to get the brand in front of as many millions of people as possible, hoping that someone was interested. It cost me a fortune, and everything we now do is about targeting specifically who we know are going to be interested. So that was my biggest mistake. My hero, John Bon Jovi. Company's called Rockstar. He is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. He's got $1 billion company. You think he's a rock star and he sits in a band. He owns the band. Everyone in the band is an employee. He owns the tour company. He writes all the songs. He's a very smart, hardworking, driven entrepreneur who also happens to be one of the biggest rock stars in the world. So I love him. Love him. I think proudest moment, other than the birth of my first child, was there was a time last year when we had our first big award ceremony showcasing our youngest, best startups. It was up in Liverpool, and there were 300 of us at a black tie gala dinner, and I walked in and I had to pinch myself to actually think, oh my God, this is a Rockstar black tie award ceremony with 300 people and the Mayor of Liverpool opening it up. That was my proudest moment in business only last year. In 2020, that's a really good question. All I can say is from a business perspective, I think as long as technology will continue to develop, it'll continue to grow, it'll continue to advance our lives. But as a business person, if you're new and you're starting out in business, I still believe in 2020, people will want to buy from people. And so always still have that human element, because technology will continue to grow, but don't forget that you're selling to other human beings. That I created something that genuinely helped and allowed people to grow their businesses at the same time, building a brand that really resonates around that. That's what I'd love. The biggest point I would give to any startup starting today is before you start spending silly money on everything that you think you need to get started, go out and firstly prove to yourself through real market research that you've got something and you're building something that people actually want. Spend the time doing that first. It costs you nothing, and it will give you real evidence that you're doing something that once you've spent the money, you've got people who are ready to buy it.